He almost walked past her. One more step, and his life would have stayed exactly the same. But the sound of a child whispering, "Mom," in a crowd full of strangers stopped him, and unknowingly set a countdown to a confrontation with one of the most powerful men in the world. Daniel Carter hadn't planned to be in the city that evening. He hated crowds, hated lights, hated places that reminded him of what he couldn't afford. But his 6-year-old daughter, Lily, had begged for weeks to see the holiday lights downtown. She didn't ask for toys. She didn't ask for gifts. She only wanted to walk under the glowing streets and pretend, just for one night, that life was simple. Daniel worked 2 jobs, one during the day at a warehouse, another driving delivery vans at night. His hands were always cracked. His back always hurt. His bank account always one bad week away from disaster. Still, he held Lily's small hand tightly as they walked through the decorated square, promising himself that tonight would belong to her. That was when he heard it. Not loud, not dramatic, just a small, trembling voice swallowed by the noise of the crowd. "Mom." Daniel slowed. Lily looked up at him, sensing something was wrong. Near a fountain stood a little girl, maybe 4 years old, bundled in a thin jacket far too light for the cold. Her cheeks were red, her eyes wide with fear. People passed her constantly, laughing, filming, shopping, no one stopping. Daniel hesitated. He had learned the hard way that stopping for strangers often came with consequences. Missed shifts, lost time, problems he couldn't afford. He glanced at Lily, then back at the girl. The girl's lip quivered. "Mom," she whispered again. That was it. Daniel knelt in front of her, lowering himself to her level. "Hey, are you okay?" The girl shook her head, tears spilling freely now. She clutched a small stuffed rabbit with one torn ear. "I can't find her," she sobbed. Daniel felt something tighten in his chest, a familiar fear he remembered from the day Lily's mother left and never came back. "What's your name?" he asked gently. "Emma." "Emma," he repeated softly. "I'm Daniel. This is my daughter, Lily. We're going to help you, okay?" Lily stepped forward without hesitation and took Emma's hand. "It's okay," she said with a confidence only children have. "My dad always fixes things." Daniel swallowed hard. They tried everything. Asking nearby vendors. Speaking to security. Waiting by the fountain. Minutes turned into an hour. The cold worsened. Emma cried herself to exhaustion and fell asleep against Daniel's shoulder, trusting a stranger because she had no one else. Daniel knew he was already late for his delivery shift. If he didn't show up, he might lose the job. Still, he stayed. Finally, after nearly 2 hours, panic turned into relief. A woman came running through the crowd, face pale, eyes wild, screaming a name. "Emma." The little girl woke instantly. "Mommy." The reunion was chaotic and emotional. The woman collapsed to her knees, hugging Emma so tightly it looked like she might never let go. She cried apologies over and over, thanking Daniel between sobs. Daniel smiled politely, uncomfortable with praise. He waved it off. "Anyone would have done the same," he said. But as the woman stood, Daniel noticed something strange. Security rushed to her. Not to question her, to protect her. Black-coated guards formed a subtle barrier around her and the child. The woman caught Daniel's look and hesitated. "Thank you," she said again, her voice suddenly steadier. "You have no idea what this means to us." Daniel nodded, already backing away. "Just glad she's safe." He took Lily's hand and walked away, thinking that was the end of it. He was wrong. Because somewhere in the city, a man with more money than Daniel could imagine was being told that a stranger had saved the only thing he loved, and that stranger's name was Daniel Carter. The letter didn't say thank you. It didn't say reward. It only said, "You helped my daughter. We need to talk." And it was signed by a billionaire CEO known for breaking men far stronger than Daniel Carter. The envelope arrived the next morning. Daniel almost threw it away, thinking it was another bill or a final notice. But the paper was thick. Expensive. His name printed perfectly, not handwritten. Inside was a single card and an address. A corporate tower downtown. The tallest building in the city. Daniel's hands shook. He searched the name online. Ethan Blackwell. Founder. CEO. Net worth in the billions. Headlines filled the screen. Ruthless negotiations, hostile takeovers, lawsuits buried under settlements. A man described as brilliant and merciless. Daniel didn't want to go. But something in him knew ignoring it wasn't an option. He borrowed a clean shirt from a neighbor and took the bus downtown, heart pounding with every stop. The lobby alone was larger than the warehouse where he worked. Polished floors, silent elevators, people who didn't look at him. He was escorted to the top floor. Ethan Blackwell stood by a massive window overlooking the city. Tall, controlled, powerful. He didn't turn around immediately. "You were late for work last night," Ethan said calmly. Daniel froze. "Excuse me." Ethan turned. His eyes were sharp, assessing. "My security team looked into you. 2 jobs, 1 daughter, no savings, no safety net." Daniel felt exposed. Small. "I didn't help Emma for money," Daniel said quietly. "If that's why I'm here." "That's why you're different," Ethan interrupted. Silence filled the room. Ethan walked closer, his voice lowering. "Most people walk away. You stayed. You missed work. You risked everything, for a child who wasn't yours." Daniel thought of Lily. Of holding Emma while she cried. Of choosing compassion over fear. "I just did what felt right," he said. Ethan exhaled slowly. Something in his expression cracked, just a little. "My empire exists because I never stop moving," Ethan said. "I miss dinners, birthdays, moments that don't come back. Yesterday, I almost lost my daughter because I assumed money could protect her." He paused. "You reminded me what actually matters." Daniel expected a reward, a check, a transaction. Instead, Ethan offered something far more dangerous. A job, not charity, not pity. A real position, overseeing logistics for a company division Daniel already understood better than the executives who ran it. Training, stability, health insurance, a future. Daniel hesitated. "What's the catch?" he asked. Ethan met his gaze. "You don't become me." Daniel accepted. Months later, Daniel still packed Lily's lunches at 5 a.m. Still walked her to school. Still held her hand. But now, when Lily asked if helping people mattered, Daniel could answer without doubt. "Yes," he told her. Because one small choice can change everything. And somewhere in the city, a billionaire CEO learned that the strongest power in the world isn't money. It's doing the right thing when no one is watching.